This MTV podcast is brought to you by Clean and Clear. Clean and clear and under control.
Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy Sway here with the special podcast edition of MTV News Raw. Now, you know, back in August, I actually sat down with the man Kanye West. His late registration album was not only one of the most talked about albums of 2005, the multi-platinum follow-up also helped Ye earn a spot back in this year's Grammy Awards. Now, in this clip, Kanye gives us an extraordinary look at the process behind the music as a producer who everyone wants to work with chose to work with another producer to create his Grammy-nominated album. Open your eyes, open your minds. Here's Kanye West Raw. Let's talk about your album, because right now in this day and age, every artist, all the big artists, the little artists, when they want to get an album done, they're coming to Kanye West. For this late registration album, well, you wanted to get it complete. You went to another producer, Jon Brion, who is known for a lot of records, but it was what he's done for Fiona Apple that attracted you.
Yeah.
Right? What made you decide to do that? Why him?
I searched for him too. I always loved that album so much. Title, like it hit me in a way, and I wanted to just know who got the drum sounding like that, who went into these dark chords, these string arrangements, who brought Fiona's pain to life, who could bring, who could tell that story musically. And I felt like I connect with artists that go up and don't say cliche stuff. I remember Fiona getting up there and saying, well, what would Maya Angelou do at this time? That's one of the most memorable speeches to me. I needed someone that could bring my plight to life. And the Fiona Apple album kind of sounded similar to Portishead to me too, which is one of my favorites. I just felt no one was doing that in hip-hop. But Portishead is a very hip-hop sounding album, but no rapper has quite captured that sound and rapped on it. So it's like, how many more sped up soul samples do you want? Let's push the envelope a little bit. And I always wanted to feel like I was rapping at the top of a mountain or something. And to me, when the diamonds, the harpsichord and the music crescendos with the horns in the back and the drum rolls and everything, and I'm right there, my body got still like a paraplegic. Yeah, the beat cold, but the flow is anemic. After debris settles and the dust gets swept off, that moment in that song right there is what hip hop is about. That magic. That's what music is about. That's the drums at the beginning of a Michael Jackson song. That's when he hit the floor and it lights up. That's Tribe on the top of a roof going Those are the moments to me in hip hop, and that's what I felt like. I felt like that section was a moment in music, or was a moment that I always wanted to reach, where I turn it up and it makes me feel like that. And I attempted to go for this Portishead sound, this Fiona Apple sound, and where I fell short were, classics like Two Words. Because, it has, the strings are dope, I don't want to take away from them at all. But I just don't think it's on the level of this new album. When you hear this, 20-piece orchestras, just that we pan to one ear, that's straight like rock records or like old 70s, 60s joints where they're pan it to the left and then pan something completely to the right. Like Gone, the sample is completely in the right ear. You will never get that with hip-hop. I mean, DJs was like, yo, you need to do a version that's mono foot. Nah, we're not doing that. This is where we want to push it. Because when you're in the car, it sound crazy. You're like, oh, the strings just came in there. And then they just left. Sometimes we'll bring in a sound just for 2 seconds. That might have took us 2 days to find. To have the opportunity to work with Jon Brion was like on Kill Bill when old girl got to go meet up with the sensei. To see another producer that cares that much about music, that feels it, that has no hang-ups about anything. And that's, a pretty funny guy too. So, just being in the studio with him, his vibe was so good. Everybody loved him. And you say, I need guitar on this, he go grab a guitar. You need bass on this, he go grab a bass. He plays every instrument.
So Jon Brion was able to do for your style of production,
Yeah.
what you weren't able to do on your own?
Yeah, Jon Brion pushed me to another level, and he's such a knowledge. When me and John first started, it would be days we didn't even work on music. We would sit up and listen to a whole Jackson 5 record all the way through and say, you see how it's 2 minutes with no drums on it? What if we did that? And then we brought in just a conga. What we did before we actually worked on the album truly was study music and go back, and I would bring things he hadn't heard. He would bring things I hadn't heard, and we would just enjoy it.
And then the magic would work from there.
Yeah.